Welcome on in, friends. Today I'm so excited to be showing you an amazing upcoming Lego set, and that is the, let me not break these when I pick them up, the Mickey and Minnie Mouses. I have to say I was not super excited about these when I first saw them revealed, but after building them, I gotta say I'm quite impressed, and I think you guys will be too. Let's dive on in and check out what these amazing builds have to offer. I do want to start off by saying thank you to LEGO for sending us this beautiful set. I honestly would not have probably picked this one up on my own, but I'm really glad I got the chance to build it because I got to see firsthand just how cool of a build it is. And again, you guys will get to see that shortly as well. And then I do also want to highlight that we actually live stream this build on Twitch, as we do with many of our builds. So if you guys ever want to come by, hang out, and watch this happen live, ask me questions, in the moment, it's so much fun hanging out with you guys there. I really do have an amazing time, and I hope you'll join me on Twitch for some fun there too. The Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse set includes 1,739 pieces, is recommended for ages 18 plus, falls into that new kind of adult theme. It's going to be set number 43179, and it's going to be available for 179 US, 229 Canadian, or 179 euros across most of Europe. Pre-orders in North America are opening up July 1st with an August 1st release, and it's actually going to be straight up available in Europe as of July 1st. The first thing we have to show you with this set is the instructions. I have to say I've loved how much more effort LEGO has put into a lot of the instructions, and that kind of includes some really great details on some history behind the build, information on Mickey and Minnie. We've got some more details about, the characters' past and stuff like that. We get a nice little bio and information about the design from the LEGO designer themselves, which is great to see too. And then just a little bit of a more visual highlight of kind of how to handle the set, as well as how to make use of the brick separators, and then just your standard breakdown of how it all comes together and all that fun stuff. Here we've got a bunch of the new pieces, or at least some of the pieces that come in some new colors or styles. Obviously the dishes for the eyes are very, very unique. They're actually partially overmolded and partially printed. You can see there's the little dots and like extended black areas here that allow for the black curving. And then the actual eye patterns on both of them are printed. So pretty cool piece. I'm hoping we get to see this in regular colors out of the wild, because I definitely think it'll have some very, very fun uses for LEGO builders. Really, really cool to see a classic space helmet in black as the noses of Mickey and Minnie, which was neat. And then one of the most exciting new pieces I think that everybody's really hyped for is this guy right here. It's kind of an extension of the round 2x2 bricks, connects via axle rather than stud though. So I think that'll open up honestly a lot more doors with it, rather than being just a purely stud-based connection, because studs can often get in the way. So it's really, really cool that you can connect multiple of these together to build out some unique shapes. And you can see I've left the axle in this one just to show that it does indeed connect quite easily and can make for lots of cool different curves and shapes there. What was also neat to see is that the actual little window panes, I thought they were transparent with a like medium or dark azure underneath, but it's actually that they're printed with a little bit of a sparkly bluish gloss. I don't know if we'll be able to get you guys a good look at that. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see when it's seen through white here, you get a little bit more of the color depending on kind of the angle and stuff. So neat to see that. This piece here, I think I remember from some of the car sets way back in the day, the Disney car stuff. But cool to see them playing in a couple different colors to do some, unique curved shaping. These were used on the face, and then these were used on the shoes. And then another one of the most exciting brand new pieces is these little arch corners. So really, really great to see that we're gonna have a way to fill in the corner between some leg arches like you're seeing here with the camera. Another thing that really surprised me about the set was all the crazy colored pieces that were included in it. I'm obviously very lucky to have an incredible LEGO collection, and so as I was seeing all of these amazing colored parts mixed into the set and become part of something that wouldn't be visible, I was like, I'm gonna swap these out wherever possible. So this is all of the pieces that I managed to kind of extract from the sets and still be able to replace with other pieces and other colors and have them not be visible. Because I just thought, man, what a waste for them to be sitting in the sets and not being visible, whereas I might be able to use them for my own creations. So if you're lucky enough to maybe have some of the pieces that can be swapped out for other ones in the set that you might think would be useful for your own building, I would definitely encourage you to do so. Because it can be a really great way to add a bunch of, turquoise and dark pink and magenta and light yellow and stuff like that to your collection. So I think one of my favorite things about this build was kind of two different things. It was how the assembly came together for the overall build. I have to say on both Mickey here and Minnie, I was really impressed with the way that the legs were assembled. Mickey here actually uses some modified Technic pieces with the little like bar, kind of looks like one of the T pieces, with some clips to allow him to kind of connect to the main build at some really funky angles. It holds the body in place surprisingly well. Daisy has some similar stuff using a ball joint and such, which is really cool. And then the other main thing I would highlight is just the incredibly awesome use of both Snot, Technic, and hinges throughout the build. You can see here we've obviously got lots of snot bricks facing out in all sorts of directions to allow all sorts of filling in and connections and stuff like that, as well as great use of hinges. So you can see we have some hinge bricks here filling in some space on the side. We also use that on the front. There's also some usage of that on the heads too. So overall, just tons of great thought put into how all of these different pieces come together for the final build. One other quick note I'd like to make is that I did find an unfortunate quality issue. There were a couple pieces that maybe should have been bagged separately, like the big eye pieces, for example, that unfortunately I did find with a scuff on it. So admittedly, that kind of really plays a big part into how the model displays. I have no doubt LEGO would replace it should I request it for them to do so, because we do know how, of course, amazing LEGO's customer service is. So not a huge deal ultimately, but it does kind of suck to kind of open that up and find that one of the, most focal pieces in the whole model does have a little bit of a mark on it. I do think the value of Mickey and Minnie is a little tough to make a call on. It's pretty close to the standard like 10 cents per part ratio that is well known kind of within the LEGO community. But there are a lot of big prefab printed pieces, as well as some very special pieces like all of the window frame or all of the window panels that were kind of very uniquely done. I've never seen anything like that before. So I have a feeling things like that might have contributed to the higher price point. And of course, it being a Disney set rather than a non-licensed one. You could definitely look at, sets like the modulars and see that they have a lot more pieces, but those typically do include a lot of very small pieces in comparison to something like this, which has quite a few very large ones. In the end, I do think Mickey and Minnie are awesome builds. Whether or not you'll feel like their price point is worth it for you will probably depend on your fandom of Disney in general and maybe Mickey and Minnie in particular. But so many cool techniques, great parts, some really cool buildable accessories to go along with them, and just a very fun build. And the size of them is absolutely fantastic. I think kind of seeing them in person will really give you an idea of just how crazy awesome and crazy big they are and how awesome of a display piece they'll be, especially if you compare to something like Wally that I've got in the picture here. But I hope this video helps you make that decision. Let me know what you guys think of them in the comments. Let me make sure you, of course, subscribe to keep up with all the awesome LEGO building stuff that we're doing here. And just thank you for watching. Have a good one and happy building out there, friends.